Hello and welcome to our channel. This is part 3 of derivation. We are going to derive surface force along theta direction in this particular video. Okay, so let us try to sketch first of all the fluid element with its top view, and let us extend those edges so that they meet and make an angle delta theta by 2 and delta theta, so like shown in figure. Then let us consider the pressure forces acting on left and right part. Right part will be in the form of Taylor series. Then similarly normal stresses by Taylor series, again this variation along dr direction, and needs to be multiplied by area. So then the forces along theta direction, so let it be on the bottom face along theta plane, and pressure and normal stresses, so similarly pressure and normal stresses on the top plane. Tau theta plus its rate of change along theta direction multiplied by d theta. Okay, so in addition to that, we need to consider the forces which are on the top face on the z plane acting along theta direction. So on top plane we have this variation represented by Taylor series, and similarly there will be a component on the bottom part. Similarly shear stresses acting on the theta plane along r direction. So these components, okay, then they are acting on theta plane but acting directed towards r direction. So these are components along r plane and directed along theta direction. So kindly note the difference between theta r and r theta. Okay, so these are the components which are responsible. So these are face areas dr dz. On the top we have same component dr dz. On the left side we have r d theta dz, and on the right we have r plus dr d theta dz. So these are components of areas. So now let us proceed with summing all the components. Okay, so similarly on the top face we have r d theta dr. Okay, so let us write down all the components. So surface along theta direction p dr dz minus the variation along theta direction multiplied by dr dz, same area. Again normal forces, normal stresses, variation with respect to theta direction multiplied by dr dz minus tau theta theta dr dz, plus pressure force along the inclined plane, so along directed along r d theta dz. Now this component needs to be resolved along theta direction, so that's why half of the part is sin d theta by 2, so that's why multiplied by sin d theta by 2. Similarly pressure variation along theta direction on r plane multiplied by the area which is r plus dr d theta dz multiplied by sin d theta by 2, minus similarly for the normal stress components along r acting on r plane directed needs to be resolved along theta direction. So this component is basically tricky. You need to understand that we are resolving these components along theta direction, plus tau r theta, which are shear stresses acting on r plane and directed along theta direction multiplied by area r plus dr d theta dz, minus tau r theta r d theta dz. Okay, plus then this component we need to consider, which is along on the z plane, tau z theta and its variation along dz direction multiplied by area of that face. So minus tau z theta r d theta dr, so plus tau theta r and its variation along d theta direction multiplied by area. So again tau theta r multiplied by area. So these components again needs to be resolved along the direction of theta, so that's why we need to multiply them by, as shown in the figure, by sin d theta by 2 component. Okay, so sin d theta by 2. So that completes all the terms which we are going to use for the derivation. So for small angles we are going to assign sin d theta by 2 is equals to d theta by 2 and cos d theta over 2 is equals to 1. Also, we are going to ignore all the second order terms like products of dr, d theta and dz. Okay, so let us write down all the components in explicit form. So p dr dz minus p into its variation dp d theta multiplied by area. So again, for normal stress, tau theta theta dr dz minus tau theta theta dr dz plus partial over partial theta variation of tau theta multiplied by dr d theta dz plus pressure component, that is on radial direction, multiplied by d theta by 2, so that's why it will be d theta squared over 2 plus pressure component again same way and d theta squared over 2 multiplied by dz minus pressure variation dp dr in this case multiplied by r dr d theta squared over 2 dz. Similarly, we have dp dr squared d theta over 2 d theta squared over 2 multiplied by dz minus tau rr into r d theta squared over 2 dz plus tau rr r d theta squared over dz over 2 times dz plus tau rr into dr d theta squared over 2 into dz plus partial change over r direction multiplied by r d theta squared should be, so its partial variation along that direction, and then it has to be r d theta squared over 2 into dr dz plus partial variation along r direction multiplied by dr square d theta squared over 2 into dz. Okay, now we have tau r theta multiplied by r d theta dz plus tau r theta dr d theta dz plus its variation along direction r, so tau r theta ddr of tau r theta into r dr d theta dz plus variation along r multiplied by dr squared into d theta dz plus minus tau r theta into r d theta dz. So plus next term, which is tau z theta into r d theta dr plus variation along z direction of tau z theta into dz r d theta dr minus tau z theta into same area component plus last term, which is tau theta r into d theta by 2 dr dz. Okay, again its variation now over theta direction d theta squared over dr over 2 into dr dz plus tau theta r into r dr d theta dz. Okay, so now let us cancel out the terms. So these are second derivative terms, so 0 0, ignoring these higher order terms, so 0 0. So again we can cancel out these two terms of tau r theta, then we have this term cancels out tau z theta. Okay, so then the last middle term 0 and then addition of these two terms. So net component will be negative pressure variation along theta direction dr d theta dz plus normal stress component along theta, which is d partial over partial theta of tau theta theta into dr d theta dz plus tau r theta, the shear stress component multiplied by dr d theta and dz plus the variation of tau r theta with respect to r direction, so tau theta r should be r theta into r dr d theta dz plus tau z theta variation with respect to z direction r dr d theta dz plus tau theta r dr d theta dz. So we need to use here property like for shear stress components tau r theta will be identical in magnitude to tau theta r, so we can replace these two. since they are equivalent to each other. So that's why the two components will get added on top and bottom term in the earlier equation. So let us write down the terms again. So it is going to be divided, so dp d theta into twice of tau theta r theta divided by r plus variation of tau r theta along r direction plus 1 over r partial theta of tau theta theta plus partial z of tau z theta multiplied by r dr d theta dz, which is volume of that differential fluid element. So let us call these equations 18, 19, 20 and this be 21. So substituting now body force component with this along with equation 21, we need to substitute it into the total formulation or net formulation, which was equation 2 in part 1. So body force component and combining terms. So let us take the terms from along theta direction in equation 10. So these are the terms which we have deduced in part 1. So let us copy them as it is. Along with this equation 2, we have the local change. So let us put it over here, and so this multiplied by rho into dv theta over dt, which is local change along theta direction. So that completes our convective flux multiplied by r dr d theta dz, which is volume of fluid element. And then we have this surface component, so we need to paste it here, and plus in addition to that body force, so which is rho f theta into r dr d theta dz, which is volume. So then divide on both sides by volume of element, so we can get the final form of this equation, which is along theta direction. So let us copy all these equations, all these terms, and then paste it. Okay, so they are now without volume. So these are basically terms or momentum equation terms along theta direction. So this is a final form of that. Let us call this as equation 23. So now having obtained along theta, let us proceed with along z direction. So let us try to sketch first of all element in two-dimensional, which is like this, a rectangular shaped element. And then we are going to mark the components of forces along z direction, all the forces along z direction. So these are pressure terms and variation of pressure on the top face multiplied by r d theta dr, which is area of top face. Similarly, normal stress components tau zz then multiplied by r d theta dr, which is area of bottom and top face. And then shearing stress terms along our plane acting towards z direction, so r d theta dz multiplied by, this is variation of that, so needs to be differentiated with respect to dr multiplied by dr, r plus dr d theta dz. Okay, so again on the front and back face there will be components which are acting on theta plane and directed towards z, so multiplied by common area, which is dr dz. So now let us put down all the elements together. Fsg is equals to p r d theta dr, which is pressure along z direction, then p plus dp dz multiplied by dz elemental length and r d theta dz, plus tau normal stress component along z direction multiplied by an area r d theta dr common to the pressure and normal stress minus tau zz component, plus now shearing stress acting on r plane and directed towards z direction, so multiplied by an area r plus dr d theta dz minus same component on the other face. Okay, plus directed along z but acting on theta plane, so tau theta z plus its variation along theta direction multiplied by dr dz. Okay, so that completes all the terms. So now let us expand all the terms. P r d theta dr minus its variation dp dr r dr d theta dz plus tau zz into r dr d theta plus partial over partial z of tau zz multiplied by r dr d theta dz plus minus tau zz into r d theta dr plus tau rz into r d theta dz plus tau rz into dr d theta dz plus its variation with respect to r tau rz into r dr d theta dz plus tau rz its variation with respect to r multiplied by dr squared d theta dz, and then next terms which are basically tau rz into r d theta dz plus along theta direction terms of shear stress multiplied by an area, so variation of tau theta z and minus tau theta z into dr dz. Okay, so these first two terms will cancel out, then tau zz, tau rz and tau theta z, again dr squared term will be ignored. So let us write down the remaining terms, dp dz plus tau rz divided by r plus variation of shear stress on r plane with respect to dr plus 1 over r tau theta z, its variation along theta direction, plus tau zz and its variation along z direction multiplied by common area which is r d theta dr dz. Then body force component, which is rho times fz into volume of that fluid element. So let us call these equations as 24, 25, 26 and 27. Combining all the terms, we can write the form as, we need to again copy that equation from equation 10, terms from equation 10 along z direction of convective derivative, and in addition to that plus local derivative with respect to time along z direction multiplied by rho multiplied by common volume which is r dr d theta dz, is equals to this surface force component first and body force. So these are the terms, need to add plus sign. So then divide by volume of element throughout this equation, so we can get the final form of momentum equation along z direction. So let us cancel out volume terms, and this is the final form, so 28 and 29. So let us highlight this. So in summary, we can put all the equations combined together along r direction, theta direction and z direction. That's it. Thank you.